Hey, I'm Darrell Allison, president of Parents for Educational Freedom in North Carolina. To my left is the distinguished gentleman, Mr. Thomas Davis. And listen, I'm going to do him justice. Yeah, he's a football player, but I got a little bit of information on him. Thomas Davis has been in the NFL and a member of the Carolina Panthers since 2005. Davis and his wife, there you go. Davis and his wife, Kelly, started a nonprofit Defending Dreams Foundation in 2007. Defending Dreams houses the Youth Leadership Academy, a 14-week after-school program that mentors low-income middle school students in the areas such as etiquette, public speaking, community service leadership, academic achievement, something extremely important and personal to Davis. Both Thomas and Kelly teach and serve as mentors. In August 2011, Davis became the first member of his immediate family, check this out, to graduate from college, receiving a bachelor's degree. Now, he's been in the league since 2005. I said he graduated in 2011. He's received several awards for his work in the community, including, which I am astounded by, only one NFL player gets this each year. 2014, he was the NFL Walter Payton Man of the Year. So let me tell you how this dude really puts it down. So this is his off season, all right? So you all know football season is all football. This brother just today, at an 8 o'clock event in Charlotte, got on the plane, flew up here. He's got to get back on the plane, and he's got a 6 o'clock event all around his efforts here in his foundation and community efforts. I mean, you know, we talk about is there a few good men? Well, this is about three of them right in one. So with that, we have a couple of questions we want to ask Thomas, and I want to kick it off here. Thomas, you're All-Pro, one of the greatest NFL players in the league, Walter Payton Man of the Year, obviously successful on the football field and out. Why education? Why three events? Why fly up here to Raleigh to get back? Why is this in children and education is so important to you?
You know what? Education is so important to me because, you know, I've been talking to kids for a very long time, and I want to touch a little bit on the graduation part for me.
Yes, sir.
In 2005, I was selected in the first round. Can you hear me now? Yeah. So in 2005, I was selected in the first round of the NFL draft, and as a football player, you know, our goal is to get drafted, to go on and make it as a professional athlete, because professional athletes get paid a lot of money, period. But being in the league 5 years and understanding the average career for an NFL player is only 3.5 years. Did you guys know that? 3.5 years. So after 3.5 years, what are these guys doing when they're done with the game? A lot of them don't have college degrees, right? So you put yourself in a situation, you work for 3.5 years, you haven't made enough money to live the rest of your life. So you got to be able to do something after that. So that's why it was so important for me in 2011 to go back to make sure that I took advantage of becoming a college grad. I can't stand in front of your kids and tell them how important education is and not have my college degree, right? When you agree with that? So it was important for me to do that, and I made sure I took advantage of that. And in doing that, I'm always stressing to kids the importance of education, because you have so many kids that I stand in front of a room and talk to and ask, how many of you guys want to be professional athletes when you grow up? And I guarantee you probably 90% of the room, girls and boys, raise their hand. They want to be professional athletes. They want to live that lifestyle. But at the end of the day, only 1% of college athletes actually make it to become professional athletes. So what's that saying to our kids? That when you're in school, you need to focus in on what's being taught to you. You need to focus in on getting your education. Because even if you are blessed to make it to the league and become a professional athlete, the average career is 3.5 years. So you have a life to live. For me, I have 4 kids. And I have to be able to provide for those kids well after I'm done playing the game of football. Now, granted, I've done things the right way, and I put myself in position to be able to take care of them, even if I decide not to work again. But there are so many guys that can't say that. And there are so many guys that can't say that they have a college degree to be able to go out and find and do anything in the world that they want to do. So that's why I stress to the little kids that I talk to right now how important it is to make sure that you take advantage of a good education.
Great. Listen, let's ask a few questions from the audience. Any one of you all have some questions around this subject? How about you stand up? Okay. Who are you?
Okay, hi.
Who are you?
I'm Tanika. I'm from Racine, Wisconsin. Moved here about 7 years ago. How do you find balance? Being a husband, football player, father, how do you find balance?
That's a great question. So that's easy for me. Each and every one of us, we find time for things that we want to do, right? And so for me, with being a football player, with being a father of 4 kids, with being a husband, with being an activist in the community, I make sure that I make time for all of those things that I feel that are important in my life. So first and foremost, I got to make sure that I'm honoring God in everything that I do. Beyond a shadow of a doubt, that's where it all starts for me. And then it's all about honoring my wife in everything that I do, and then honoring my kids. Then making sure that I'm holding up my end of the obligations for my job, for football. I'm making sure that I do the things that I need to do, whether it's training, whether it's studying, whether it's understanding what the plays are. I'm always on top of that. Then I made a commitment to make sure that I give back to the community, not only in Charlotte, North Carolina, where I live. We work in South Carolina. We work in Georgia. It's important for me to work in those areas because my wife is from South Carolina. I'm from Georgia, and those are the states that we're connected with right now. And you talked about our Youth Leadership Academy. We work with middle school kids. Why we chose to work with middle school kids? Middle school kids, we feel like, are at that precious age where they are making a decision, where they're leaving elementary school and they have to decide what they want to do with their lives. So we work with middle school kids to encourage them to become leaders, to do things the right way, and show your peers that it's okay to do things the right way. I think kids get caught up so often in feeling like they have to be a part of a crowd. They have to be a part of a group just to fit in. But we're trying to encourage the kids that we work with to be the head of that group, to be the leaders, to be the ones that are doing things the right way. Show your peers that it's okay to do things the right way. So you make time for what you want to do.
Now listen, before I get to another question over here. Change mics? You don't want to hear me? Is that what you're trying to say? You'd much rather hear him here? All right, we apologize for that. Team, help me out. Help me out, team. So listen, Thomas, I heard you now. We're going to go to a question over here to a young man. I heard you say that you're from South Carolina, your wife's from Georgia. Now, y'all in North Carolina. Now, I know, when the football playing is over and all that good stuff now, North Carolina is home for the Thomas family, right?
Without a doubt,
all right. Charlotte
is home. We're committed to the Carolinas 100%.
All right. What lady on this side want to come up here and ask a question? This is as far as this court. No, you're good, my brother. Any ladies on this side that want to come up, ask a question? Well, you come on then, young lady. What's your name and where you from?
My name is Mariska Whitaker. I'm from Halifax, North Carolina. And my question is, how did you finish off your college career while being picked to be in the league as NFL?
That's a great question. And it really goes back to what I just talked about, right? You find time for things that you want to do. Regardless of how busy the off season gets for me or having a family, having kids that are very active and doing things, I knew it was important for me to go back and complete my degree credits. I did things the right way and did everything that I needed to do while I was in school, so I only needed 3 classes to complete my degree credit. So I made sure that I took advantage of that. Finished with a 4.0, important.
So one last question here. What's your name? Where you from?
My name is Carolyn Nunn. I am from Willow Spring, North Carolina, but I work in Raleigh, and I work in an alternative school. Now, have you been in an alternative school and worked with kids there? And I'm talking high school kids.
Well, so I haven't been in an alternative school, and I haven't really worked with high school kids, period. The kids that come through our Leadership Academy decide once they are done with middle school that they want to stay. So we encourage them to stay. So we have probably about 8 or 9 high school kids that are still working with us. So that's our high school approach, but like I said, our main focus right now has been on the middle school kids, and we want to catch them before they get to that point, to where before they end up in alternative school and high school. We want to show them how to be productive leaders before any of that ever happens.
All right, Brian, here you hold this. So ladies, let me tell you something. So this man has got to get on a flight like right now. Now. He's an imposing individual, but let me tell you, Kelly Davis ain't no joke. And she said he's got to get on this plane. He's got a 6 o'clock event tonight. He's working. Can we stand as he exits? And let's thank this man, Thomas Davis. Thank you, brother. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. We'll be in touch.